Hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel. Glad you can join us for this very short trick that I think you're going to like. It's on a subject that everybody knows, the lottery, the lotto. Now it comes to my attention that every country in the world has some form of lottery that people can play. In the UK we have one called Lotto, where you choose 6 numbers from 59 numbers. And so what I've done is I've put together this trick which uses a ticket that I bought the other day, and it is valid for this weekend, and at the end of this trick you can have this. Now I'm not going to show you the numbers just at the moment that I picked out, but it was a lucky dip, so I didn't actually pick them. The lotto machine picked them for me. But they often say that everybody has the ability to read into the future, not just magicians. And I wanted to try something with you today using just a regular deck of cards. Now, we'll give them a quick shuffle, although that doesn't really matter because you're going to choose some cards. With the cards here, let me just show you that they are just all regular. If I just go through them, you can see that we have a regular mix of cards, and you're going to choose one of these. If I spread them, I want you to look over the cards, one, to make sure that they are just a shuffled mixed deck of cards, but I actually want you to just call out one of the cards you see. Now don't pick one of these at the top here, and you'll see why in a moment, or one right at the bottom. Okay, but have a look, pick any card that you like the look of. The Queen of Clubs is what you want. You can see the Queen of Clubs just there. Are you sure you don't want the Ace? A lot of people go for the Ace. You want the Queen of Clubs. That's an absolute free choice. Now, we'll come back to that in a moment, but the reason I didn't want you to pick a card from either end is because we're going to take a total of 6 cards from the card that you chose. Okay, now remember, out of all of these cards, you could have had the Queen of Spades, the 4 of Diamonds, the 8 of Spades, any of these cards here. But I want to show you that on the backs of all of the cards are numbers. Okay, 40, 48, 2, 21, 49. Okay. The Queen is what you chose. We need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that fair? Yeah? If you had chosen the 3 of Spades, we would have taken 6 cards from here. Now, once again, you could have had any numbers from these shuffled cards. You could have chosen the King of Diamonds and ended up with a 13. So you can see that every card has a different number upon it. Let's take a look at the cards that you chose, okay, and the numbers. So what do we got? We've got a 43, a 28, a 22, a 32, an 8 and a 14. Hopefully you can see those. Okay, an 8, let's put it in order because that would be easier. 8, 14, 22, 28, 32 and 43. An absolute random array of numbers. Remember my lottery ticket that is yours to keep. I chose, well I didn't choose, but I bought a ticket with a lucky dip, and the numbers that are on the ticket, if you can get a shot of that, zoom in, we have an 8, 14, 22, 28, 32, 43 as our 6 lucky dip numbers, and they just happen to match the 6 that you randomly chose from a shuffle pack. That's yours. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed that trick. Here is a tutorial for this, and the nice thing I like about this is there's no messing around. People understand what you're doing because you've got a deck of cards, they're familiar with a lottery ticket, everyone plays the lottery, or if they haven't played it, they're well aware of it. So it's a subject that everyone can relate to, and that's what makes this trick quite topical no matter where in the world you are. So the lottery ticket I purchased a few days before with the 6 numbers chosen randomly, or you can pick the numbers yourself. In fact, you'll probably want to pick the numbers, because otherwise you'll have to buy a new deck of cards every time you perform it. Coming to the deck, yes, you are going to ruin a perfectly good deck of cards, so don't do that. You'll notice that I'm not using bicycle cards, mainly because I'm too tight to ruin a pack of those, because they're more expensive. But I picked up some cheap cards from eBay, which just look for the cheapest cards you can find. I think I paid, about £1 for this pack of cards. So if you can find a cheap pack from a dollar store, something like that, then get those, because you are going to ruin a pack of cards. And this trick is what we call a one-trick pony. It's the only trick you can do with these, so you don't want to ruin a perfectly good pack of bicycle cards. With that being said, let's get on to the setup. Now, it's quite a common method that you use. You may even already perform this type of routine, but what I've got is I removed 14 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 cards. By the way, the pack is regular. Shuffle them up, mix them up thoroughly. You're not worried about the order of these cards. The 14 cards, I write numbers that are not going to be used in my prediction. Okay, so pick any of the lottery numbers and put them on there. So they're a random array of numbers. Now, why have I got 14? Well, because I like to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and have another 7, and these are going to sandwich the rest of the pack. Why do I want to do that? Well, as you probably guessed, the numbers on here are replicated, duplicated, repeated. And let me just show you what I've got. I've got 6 numbers that match my lottery prediction repeated: 43, 28, 22, 8, 32, 14. There's my first 6 numbers in exactly the same order. It's important that they're in the same order: 43, 28, 22, 8, 32, 14. And I've got the same again and again. Okay, so they're all repeated exactly the same again. So what I've got are these here. Now, as anyone will know that's been in Magic for a while, that when you have this system of repeated cards, it doesn't matter if anyone cuts the cards anywhere. For example, if they cut here, if they take 6 cards, they're always going to get those 6 prediction cards. That's just how it works. It's that cycle of looped numbers. I'm talking rubbish, but you get what I mean. So it doesn't matter how much the cards are cut, they're always going to be 6 numbers that match your lottery ticket. Okay, just in a different order. Now with these, I put 7 cards on top, 7 at the bottom, and you're ready to perform. Now at the start, you can give the cards a false shuffle. Now I'm noting the 6 of diamonds. Well, let's put one like the 5 of clubs. I just remember the face card, 5 of clubs. When I do my false shuffles, all I'm doing is a cut. And in fact, you can even get the spectator to cut the cards as well if you like. The reason I wanted to note the face card is when I first show them that they're a regular deck of cards, I'm looking for the 5 of clubs. There it is there. And as I go through, I casually split and say, you can see that they are just all regular cards. I'm going to get you to choose one of these. Do you notice what I just did there? I cut the pack so it was back in the original starting order of my 5 of clubs on the face. Okay, so now I know that I've got 7 cards here that I can show, and 7 cards at the back. I then spread the cards, and this is where I haven't seen this done before. I know people ask people to cut the cards and deal off 6 cards. I quite like the fact that I spread the cards out and say just name any card you can see. Now you can point to these to gesture that you want them to pick numbers here. Now I'll be honest with you, every time I've done this, everyone's gone for a card in the middle. Nobody's ever picked one right down here. You'll notice in the performance that I do mention don't pick a card right from here or right at the top, and you'll see why in a moment. And that's what I tell them. But from my experience, just say pick any card. If they did pick one of these, say, I tell you what, just pick one that's a little bit deeper in the pack. They pick a card, let's say they pick the 10 of diamonds, okay? It doesn't matter, and this is the beauty and the strength of this effect, is that they can pick any card they like. So the 10 of diamonds, just separate the cards at this point, and you say, the reason I didn't want you to pick a card at either end is because we need to take another 5 cards along with your chosen card. Remember, the cards were shuffled and cut. You've chosen any card, so push off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now at this point, what I do is I pick up this end knowing that I've got 7 regular cards. I say, you could have had any of these cards, the 6 of diamonds, the 5 of spades, the 10 of spades, the king of diamonds, the 2 of hearts. I drop these cards on top. I can now reveal these and turn them over and show a few of these just casually. Okay, the reason we picked some cards is because on the back are numbers. Every card has a different number, and you push off a few of these to show them. Put them down. Now these ones, these 7 at the back, are already there, so you can just gather these up and say, look, if you had picked any of these, you could have gone for the Queen of Spades. It would have been 40. 48 would have been on the back of the 8 of Hearts. But remember, you called out any card, and you can show up to 7 of these. They've seen a mass of numbers. You can flip these as well. Now it doesn't matter if you inadvertently flash one of the false numbers as you dribble the cards down and put these to one side, because you haven't shown them their numbers yet, so they're not looking for a duplicate. You then bring these up, and the rest of it is just performance. You reveal all of the numbers, and it doesn't matter what order they're in. You can even get them to call them out. When you show them the lottery ticket, it's got the exact same numbers. What I like to do is to actually give them the ticket and say it's valid for this week. Good luck. And there you go, they've got something to keepsake, and the fact that the numbers, maybe in some mystical way, they've picked the exact same numbers that the lucky dip picked as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I do realise that there are many variations of this theme of Lotto commercially available that you can buy. I don't own any of those, so I'm not sure if this is how they all work, or they've got their own method of packet switching, something like that. But I quite like this one. I think it's a great little effect. Don't forget, do check out some of the other videos on Totally Magic. Have a look in our playlist. I put a couple of them at the end of this video. But until next time, take care of yourself. See you soon.